Hey, what's going on, everybody? Welcome to Quick Break Games, and today we're going to be talking about the next LEGO game from our favorite developer, TT Games. Now, the last we got from TT Games was back in 2022, and we got the largest LEGO game to date, LEGO Star Wars: The Skywalker Saga. And since then, TT Games has been very quiet. In fact, I believe this is the longest time they have ever gone since the history of the company without revealing their next LEGO game. And really, if you think about it, in the past we would have gotten at least 1 or 2 LEGO game releases since then, so it's really unprecedented to have this long of silence from this developer. But all of the latest leaks and rumors suggest that the next LEGO game from them is going to be some sort of new LEGO Batman or LEGO DC game, with a LEGO Harry Potter game also being in development. Personally, I believe we're going to get an official reveal of this new LEGO Batman game sometime later this year in 2024. I could be wrong, but that's just my prediction. So I thought it would be a fun idea to make a video about the top 5 things I want to see in a LEGO Batman 4. Now, this list isn't going to be in any particular order, so let's just go ahead and get started with number 5. So at number 5, I'd like to see an open world Gotham City. So after LEGO Batman 3 Beyond Gotham took away the open world Gotham City from LEGO Batman 2 and replaced it with the circular lantern planets that I don't think anyone likes, I think an open world Gotham City is probably at the top of most people's list for a new LEGO Batman 4. Imagine how awesome it would be to have a current gen modern open world Gotham City in a LEGO game. This would be like LEGO Batman 2's Gotham, but on a whole nother level. Graphically, they could make it look like a LEGO version of Batman Arkham Knight, and in terms of size, I could see them making it like twice the size of LEGO Batman 2's Gotham. They could fill it to the brim with collectibles, random crimes, side missions, stuff like that, so that there's just loads of content to do. Actually, one of my favorite features from LEGO Batman 2 was how you could start out in the Batcave, then you could deploy into Gotham on either the Batmobile, Batwing, or Batboat. I'd hope something like that returns in this game, and I actually think they could make it even more seamless since these new consoles have SSDs, so you could really, jet out of the Batcave way faster because the city would be loaded much quicker than what they could do way back on, the Xbox 360, PlayStation 3 hardware that they're working with back in 2012 for LEGO Batman 2. I'd also like to see the Batcave expanded upon, make it more the size it was in LEGO Batman 1, where you can access the Bat computer and have some different Easter eggs and stuff in the background to explore. I think that would be pretty cool. In terms of the vehicle gameplay, the modern consoles would allow the Batmobile, Batwing, or whatever you're driving around to fly much faster throughout the city, because let's be honest, if you go back and play like LEGO Batman 2 or really any of the older LEGO games, the vehicles move pretty slow around the streets. So having the new modern tech would really go a long way here. And kind of building on the vehicle gameplay, I think a cool feature would be if you could call the Batmobile or Batwing wherever you are. In the past LEGO games, you had to go to specific spots on the map, but what if you could just call your vehicles from anywhere? So like if you're on the street, you can call the Batmobile. If you're near water, you could even call the Batboat. Or if you're maybe on top of a building, you'd call the Batplane. I think that would really go a long way in making the exploration of Gotham City much more seamless. Now, in talking about this open world, I wouldn't want them to make it so massive that they put all their resources into it and make the levels ultra short. I'm looking at you, Skywalker Saga, but yes, an expanded current-gen open world Gotham City would be incredible to have in a LEGO Batman 4. Alright, at number 4, I'd like to see selectable gadgets. So this idea I'm sort of taking from the Batman Arkham games, if you've played those. We know the newer TT Games LEGO games are likely to have the new third-person camera angle that LEGO Star Wars: The Skywalker Saga had, so you're going to be much more up close and personal with Batman or whoever you're playing as. I think it would be cool if they added selectable gadgets or a gadget wheel of some sort to the game. The different gadgets would be able to solve different puzzles throughout the levels and the open world. They sort of had this in LEGO Batman 3 where you can swap suits at any time, which give you different abilities. But I don't know, I like the idea of having a big chunk of your abilities tied to gadgets. You'd have the Batarang, grapnel gun, smoke bombs to disorient enemies, and so on. Just picture using and aiming Batarangs with the new aiming system from Skywalker Saga, where you can walk and aim at the same time. Now, I still think swappable suits could still return too, since those are a classic of the LEGO Batman franchise since the very first game, but just give the standard Batman skin gadgets that you can unlock and discover throughout the game. Number 3, a new combat system. Now, typically in the older LEGO games, the combat system is super basic. You're essentially just mashing the attack button over and over again with little thought. But LEGO Star Wars The Skywalker Saga changed this and revamped the combat system with the lightsaber combat and third-person aiming system. Now apply that, but with the hand-to-hand combat that Batman does. You could have your light attacks, heavy attacks, maybe even a dodge. Gadgets could be incorporated into the combat too. You could have a button where you can quick throw a batarang or grapple someone towards you. I don't think it needs to be quite as deep as like the Batman Arkham combat, but expanding the combat by making it less button mashy, adding multiple moves, adding gadgets would go a long way in making the combat more fun, and it would give more advanced players something to experiment with and master. So essentially, I want it to be like Skywalker Saga's combat, but with some Batman moves and gadgets incorporated into the mix. Now at number 2, I want to see a story focused on Batman and Robin. Now we don't know whether this game will be called LEGO Batman 4, LEGO DC Superheroes, or whatever, but I would love to see a story focused on just Batman and Robin, like the first 2 games. When we got to LEGO Batman 3 Beyond Gotham, that game is essentially a LEGO Justice League game. Batman and Robin are only the focus for maybe the first 2 levels, then it kind of goes full on Justice League. So I'd like to see them scale the story back a bit and tell a story about Batman and Robin, just dealing with Batman villains. And to kind of separate this game a little bit from the prior games, I think it would be cool if they focused on some of the villains that had smaller roles in the prior games. Of course, you gotta have your Joker and Harley Quinn in there, but I think it would be cool if they incorporated villains like Mad Hatter, Man-Bat, or maybe even Hugo Strange into the story a bit more. Now, I say all this about the story, but if I'm being honest, all of this is probably very unlikely, because this game will likely pick up where LEGO DC Supervillains left off, with the villain Anti-Monitor and the whole multiverse Crisis on Infinite Earths being teased. If they go this route, it would make the story very grand, with everyone from the DC multiverse involved, like even bigger than LEGO DC Supervillains and LEGO Batman 3 were. So it would really be the exact opposite of what I'm talking about here, with a smaller scale Batman and Robin story that I'd like to see. But who knows, it's been several years since LEGO DC Supervillains now. Maybe TT Games would opt to make LEGO Batman 4 more of a soft reboot of sorts rather than a continuation of DC Supervillains, but we just don't know yet. Alright, last but not least, at number 1 we have online play. I always have to include this one on my list when talking about future LEGO games. TT Games, we want online play. Imagine free roaming through Gotham and any of your online friends can seamlessly join your game and help you collect gold bricks throughout Gotham. Then you can jump into a story level and play through the game together without needing to be on the same couch. Now in terms of developing this, I'm not sure if TT Games has a lot of online networking developers on their staff, but a lot of recent WB Games titles, such as Suicide Squad Kill the Justice League, are often assisted by other WB Games developers. It's not just one studio working on the whole game, so I'm sure they could get the right people on the game to get online co-op added in. Now at the same time, they definitely can't forget about couch co-op or split screen. A lot of games just aren't doing it anymore, like Nintendo's one of the only developers that consistently still has split screen in their games, so I always appreciate that TT Games still supports local co-op, but please make online play an option as well. So alright guys, those are the top 5 features I'd like to see in a potential LEGO Batman 4 or LEGO DC Supervillains, whatever they decide to call it. Hopefully we get a reveal of the game later this year, but let me know what your list would be. What are some features that you'd like to see added in to a potential LEGO Batman 4? Would you like a smaller scale Batman and Robin story, or would you like them to go full multiverse like they were kind of teasing at the end of LEGO DC Supervillains? Either way, I'm very excited for whatever TT Games comes up with next. Hopefully we'll hear about it later this year. So go ahead and like this video if you enjoyed it, dislike it if not, subscribe for more content like this, and I'll see you guys next time here on Quick Brick Games.